To induct our first new member of the Hall of Fame is 2024 Hall of Fame inductee and current Hall of Fame committee member, J.R. Selski.
It is both an honor and a privilege to introduce our first inductee this evening, Jeffrey Golz. Jeff was the epitome of dedication, a devoted father and skating parent to Rachel and Elaine, who join us tonight, whose love for the sport grew into a lifelong commitment as both an official and volunteer. From sharpening blades for local club skaters to stepping onto the world stage as a starter at the World Championships, Jeff gave his time, his energy, and his heart to every role he took on. To share more about Jeff's remarkable contributions to the sport, we now turn to someone who knew him well, his lifelong friend, lifetime friend, and former U.S. speed skating president, Tom Frank.
Good evening, everyone. I hope that this weekend at the U.S. Speed Skating Congress has been fruitful for each and every one of you. It is not only a time to work towards helping to shape policies and methods to help the sport of speed skating continue to be the best that it can be, but a time to meet up with old friends and make new ones. Tonight, we set aside any differences that we may have and celebrate the accomplishments of those that have been involved in this sport in the past. I am sorry that I'm not able to be there with you to attend the various sessions and to share with you in person words about a very special person that is being recognized for his contribution to the sport. I am deeply honored to be able to share with you a few words about Jeffrey Golz, as he is inducted into the Speed Skating Hall of Fame this Friday evening, May 30th, 2025, as a contributor to the sport. Thank you everyone in the committee that cast a vote for Jeff, and for all of you for being here tonight at this dinner to honor not only Jeff, but everyone else in attendance that is being recognized in any way. I can honestly say that if Jeff were here today, my guess is that he would be in awe and extremely humbled that he was even considered. The sport of speed skating lost a dear friend on April the 16th, 2018. Jeff was a dad, a son, a starter, a friend, and a mentor. He had 3 daughters, Elaine, Rachel, and Natalie. Elaine and Rachel were the speed skaters in the Golz family, and Natalie was a swimmer. All 3 were really into their respective sports, and Jeff was proud of each and every one of them. It's not very often that one has an opportunity to know an individual like Jeff Golz. If you knew Jeff, you knew he was one of a kind. I first met Jeff in the 1990s when our family got involved with the sport of short track speed skating with the Lakewood Speed Skating Club in Ohio. Jeff was a friendly face at the end of the ring, teaching me and other new parents about the sport. He always had an answer to our questions, and if he didn't have that answer, he would find out and inform us later that night or at the next practice. Eventually, several of us began to travel together to various events and meets both in the United States and Canada. At each rink, Jeff and I usually volunteered to help in some way instead of just sitting in the stands. We learned more about the sport, the various jobs that need to be done during events, how to run events, and made many new friends. It was a lot of fun. Somewhere along the line, Jeff began to have an interest in becoming a starter and began to learn how to best do that important job, attending clinics and working alongside starters such as Ohio Speed Skating's own Dave Kuntz, as well as ISU's Fred Benjamin, along with many other U.S. speed skating and ISU starters helping him along the way. Jeff's interest and expertise grew, and he was eventually elevated to serve as an ISU starter after years of starting local, state, regional, and national meets and events. If a starter was needed at any event Jeff was attending, you could always count on him to help. In later years, he also taught the rules and methods of starting and helped mentor several starters still active today. When he finally made the ISU list, I remember receiving a phone call shortly before Jeff passed away. When he returned from starting at the 2018 World Championships in Canada, he called to tell me about the fantastic time he had, as he did after most national and international events he was part of. He really loved starting and the sport. In March 2007, at the Ohio State Short Track Speed Skating Championships, which occurred shortly after the Nationals that Ohio Speed Skating Association hosted that year in February, Jeff was in the stands, not feeling very well at all, awaiting a liver and kidney transplant, which he received soon after that Ohio State meet. He had a difficult time getting through the long Nationals weekend in February, but he managed to finish the event. He insisted on attending the Ohio State Short Track Speed Skating Championships to help if needed. The starter for the event was one of his students, my daughter Rebecca. He was there to support her. She did fantastic, and even though Jeff was not feeling well, he was very happy that day. Jeff was a very dedicated individual. Whenever you mentioned to Jeff that you needed help with a particular project, he was always at your side, doing whatever needed to be done. Many a night he would spend in his garage sharpening skates, not only for his daughters, but for others as well. He was there when safety pads needed to be moved at club practice on and off the ice, or from one rink to another for various events. He was there to help set them up, check them in between races, and make sure that they were still secure and safe. He was there to talk to skaters and encourage them even if they were not having a great club practice or not having the kind of results that they had hoped for at any given event. And as we know, kept volunteering in the speed skating world as well after Elaine and Rachel retired from and left the sport. It was his happy place. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, even though he is not with you there tonight, he is in spirit. Please join me in welcoming Jeffrey Golz to the U.S. Speed Skating Hall of Fame as a contributor to the sport. All the best to each and every one of you. Have a great evening. Good night.
Accepting this honor on his behalf is his daughter, Elaine.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna be probably crying. You guys literally read my speech. Everything that you just said and you said, JR, I basically was gonna say, but my dad was definitely someone who, if he was gonna be there, he was gonna do something. Most of the time we moved the mats by ourselves before people even got there to show up. And he loved speed skating more than anything. I wish he were here today because he would be so happy. I found out today that a lot of you probably don't know this, but my dad was actually an Olympic wrestler. And he didn't get to go because it was the Moscow Games. And when speed skating came around and he got into starting, it was kind of like his second chance at reliving that that dream of his. So he got really close. And just thank you all.